Hi, I'm George Crump, lead analyst with Storage Switzerland. Today we're going to talk about how the data protection workshop can get you promoted. We've been doing these workshops around the country. We've got a lot more coming. And a couple of things that we've seen come out of that. So first of all, just a reminder, one of the things we teach at the data protection workshop is the concept of an SLO, which is a service level objective. And in that service level objective, we have RPO, RTO, VRO, and GRO. And other than having most of the alphabet now covered, an RPO is a recovery point objective, an RTO is a recovery time objective, a VRO is a version recovery objective, and a GRO is a geographic recovery objective. Now the idea, we explain the importance of these different concepts and how to set them, how to establish them in the workshop, but there's something I want to talk about today what we're seeing coming out of this and feedback that I'm getting. Number one, there's generally resistance to establishing a service level objective with application owners. There's fear that there'll be a lot of pushback and people will argue and things like that. What we're getting is feedback, and this is through the years and through the first set of workshops, is people tend to, 60–70% of the time, immediately accept what you give them as a service level objective. They're just glad it's there. Now, sometimes there's some negotiation, but now at least you have a starting point. The second thing is, in data protection, we always talk about how backups equals not getting fired. And that's kind of a negative thing, right? Well, what we're learning now is by applying these service level objectives, we're seeing people get promoted. And so one of the things we do in the data protection workshop is teach you how to take this process, report on the process, and use it to get promoted. Now, why is that important? Well, that's kind of obvious, right? Everybody wants to get promoted or at least make sure they have a job. But how do you do that? Well, the problem is, if you ever heard the term, what happens to a tree when it falls in the wood, does it make a sound? Well, if all your backups just work and you don't tell anybody about it, nobody knows. They just expect them to work. And so the only time you have interaction with people is when things fail. But what if we help you establish a way that you are constantly reporting to people that you're meeting the objective, that you're meeting disaster recovery requirements, that you're meeting version recovery objectives? If we can teach you how to do that, all of a sudden we've raised the standard by which people are communicating with IT, and all of a sudden backup isn't this thing that just happens. It's an integrated part of the overall IT strategy. And what we've seen now repeatedly is people get promoted as a result of doing this. So there's another reason to come to the data protection workshop. I hope you'll join us in the city near you.